Alright guys, MTech Guy here. Now then, my two girls are going to a birthday party in about 3 hours time, so I've got this small window of opportunity that I want to utilise to give the interior of the E46 a good clean up and a good freshen up. So we're going to get stuck in, get that done this morning, and we're going to get it done quickly. Now, whenever I buy myself another vehicle, what I like to do, one of the first things, is go throughout the whole vehicle on the inside and the outside and give it a really good clean up, especially the interior. The main reason being I like to get rid of all the filth from the previous 10 owners or whatever it's had in the past. But that's not really the case with this vehicle because it's already super clean. The previous owner that owned it for 17 years kept it in immaculate condition. He's done such a good job. So a lot of respect for the previous owner, but it does have a little bit of a smell on the inside. It's not a bad smell. It's certainly not a bad smell, but it's just got that old car smell. The car's 23 years old now, so it's got old carpets in there, old leather, all the plastics that are starting to age a small bit. So it's just got this little bit of a smell, and also it's got that very typical E46 wax crayon smell that normally comes from that plasticky rubbery sound editor that they use, especially the one under the rear seat. So the purpose of today's exercise is just to go throughout the whole interior, not so much give it a clean up, but just give it a real good freshen up. Then we just want to protect all the plastics, give the leather a good feed and give it some UV protection also. I've got a range of products that I've had good luck with in the past. I'm certainly not affiliated with any of these brands. I used my own hard-earned cash to buy these products, and most of which I waited until they were on special. These ones were like 25% off last weekend, so grab them. So there are savings to be had if you keep an eye out. So to clean up the interior surfaces, we're going to be using this Chemical Guys Nonsense Invisible Super Clean. Now I really like this stuff because it doesn't have a smell and you can dilute it. So I normally dilute it 20:1. Get it in a little spray bottle there. It's great stuff. It's not too harsh, but it's thorough enough to get all the muck and all the grime out the grain structure of the plastic. For the leather, we're going to be using the BMW own brand. Pick this up at the main dealership. I've used lots of leather cleaners and conditioners in the past, but I've found that this is definitely by far the best I've ever used. I'm pretty sure this is just rebranded Sonax brand from Europe. I might be wrong on that, but anyhow, we've got the leather foam cleaner. This is really good stuff. It's really thorough. It gets right in the grain structure and the gaps in the leather, but it also leaves a nice matte finish on the leather. And then we've got the conditioner. I've used this a lot in the past. I used to use this on the leather seats on the E46 to keep them nice and soft and supple. It's the best conditioner I've ever had. The leather really seems to soak it right up, and it gives it a good UV protection also. And then for the interior plastics, I'm going to be using this New Car Scent, the Maguire's one. I like this because it's not too greasy, but it does give a good level of UV protection to stop all them plastics drying out on the upper surfaces, which is a real big problem here in New Zealand. The UV is just absolutely brutal. So we'll have that UV protection for the plastics and the leather there. Now for the carpets, I want to give them a really good shampoo today. So I'm going to be using this carpet cleaner. I've used a lot of carpet cleaners in the past. I really like this one. Basically, the main reason is for the smell. It leaves them smelling really fresh, and it does complement the protectant we're going to be using also. It's the same smell, and then moving on, sticking with the same smell, I'm going to use one of these air freshener bombs, and that's going to get right the way through the headliner, the parcel shelf, all the way through the air conditioning ducting, really freshen things up. And to finish up, we can hang one of these from the rear view mirror just to keep that smell lingering, and then hopefully all this cleaning product smells are going to really get into that interior of the vehicle and keep it nice and fresh for many months to come. And with the carpets, we're also going to be using the old Shizzle Mabizzle down there, so we're going to give it a good wet vac once we've shampooed it all to get the moisture out of there and get it right the way through the fibres in the carpets, in the floor mats. But anyhow, I ain't got time to muck around. I said I had about 3 hours. By the time I've finished yapping to you guys, I've got about 2.5 hours now, so let's get stuck in. Start the clock. All right, so check this out. We've got the lungs here out of the Bizzle wet vac. So that's the fresh water and a little bit of solution that we're using to wet the carpets. Now, I didn't really use this machine to shampoo them. I did that by hand with the Meguiar's carpet cleaner. So this was really just to give it a rinse and then vacuum as much moisture as we could out the carpets there. As you can see, the water that came out there is looking pretty disgusting. I've seen worse, but to be honest, for such a clean car, it just shows you that it was worth going through with the shampoo and then the wet vac. There's 23 years of ingrained dirt there. So even though it's a super clean car on the inside and the outside, just shows you what's lurking beneath the surface there. So that's all the leather cleaned up, and it's had a good feed with that conditioner, so I'll keep it nice and supple and also keep the UV rays off it. It's in such nice condition already, especially for a 23-year-old car, so it'd be nice to keep on top of it. I really like that cleaner and conditioner. The cleaner, it's real thorough, but it doesn't saturate the leather like a lot of liquid spray cleaners. That foam's just right, and like I say, the conditioner's pretty much the best I've ever used on a leather interior. It really seems to soak it up, and the more you use it, the better the leather becomes. So the BMW products for the leather, yeah, there you go, there's some free advertising for you. You're welcome. So normally at this stage, I'll go through and buff off the conditioner, but I'm going to leave it for a few minutes just to really soak in there, really do its thing. So in the meantime, I'll go through and I'll clean up all the interior surfaces there, give it some protectant, and then once that's done, we'll go through and buff the leather. Right, so now we can give the leather a final wipe down. We're not too far away from being done. So just about there. So next up, we'll install our little magic tree here, or little trees as they call them here in New Zealand. And we're only supposed to pull the bag down sort of quarter of a way over the weeks, so it's all dangling in the way. No, out of here. Righto, so next up to finish up with, I'm going to pull the pin out of this little hand grenade and let it do its thing. So I'm going to run the air conditioning on recycle, but I'm going to have it blasting heat just for it to give a chance to give these carpets a final dry out. So before I set this thing in motion, that's pretty much it. I'm running out of time here, so pretty much got everything cleaned up nicely. It's smelling lovely and fresh in here now. Probably not the most satisfying interior cleaning video that there is out there on YouTube, because we did start off with a very clean car already, but hopefully it'll give it that last 5% that it needed. And it is a 23-year-old car, so hopefully it'll get rid of that little bit of smell that was hanging around in here with it being an older car. Anyway, I'm running out of time. I'm going to get cracking with this. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow the series on the little budget BMW we've got going on here. I'm MTech Guy. Thanks a lot for watching.